Welcome to the Buddy Martin Show. I'm back with Toombs County High School head coach Buddy Martin. So, Coach Martin, first off, after several weeks on the road, how did it feel to be back at Booster Stadium last week?
It was great. Great to be back at home. I mean, I think that was kind of one of the highlights of the week last week was being back at home. It was homecoming. We had a great crowd. Just to know you didn't have to get on a bus and go on the road, and there's something nice about being at home, right? And we definitely have home field advantage here. So, yeah, we were pumped to be back at home in the pit.
So, looking at last week, Hamilton County, big win. A lot of things went right for us. What are some things that you noticed in film that we're working on in practice this week to get better as we head toward region play?
Yeah, I mean, I think just consistent execution. I think it goes back to that. I think it's probably pretty broad, right? Everybody's working on that every day, but just we're talented, we're good, but just being able to consistently execute, the play. And I think sometimes we have guys that maybe get outside of that because they're just trying to do too much. And they're playing really hard, which is a good thing. You want guys to play hard. You want guys to step up and lead and make plays and do the extra. But we've got a bunch that just go out and do your job and do it really well and focus on that and stay locked in there. So that's one of the things. I mean, I think, still working on things in the kicking game with our special teams. We were able to get several turnovers in the kicking game on kickoff with some muff returns, which set us up for a short field offensively. But consistent kicking of the ball, the placement of the ball on kickoff. Got to get more consistent with those extra points. Those are going to come big. They're going to be big in a game for us here soon. So we're going to play a close game, and we're going to need, when points are on the line. It's important. So just working some consistency there, and then just continuing to develop depth and getting. We've got some very talented young guys. And they got out there Friday and got some reps, which is a good thing, and they've done well when they've had the opportunity. They've done well in our JV games. Our JV team's undefeated too. So just continuing to develop reps, continuing to go out to practice. Fighting, getting caught in that kind of lull where you're 5-0 and you think you're pretty good, and that's when you get set up to go stub your toe somewhere. So. Just fighting that, make sure our guys are focused on that. We still have work to do. We still have to get better, and got to keep focused.
Looking forward to this Friday night. We have Tattnall County, a very familiar opponent and a familiar face on the opposing sideline. Coach Pat Collins was at Treatland last year and come over and we played them in the pit, and now he's at Tattnall, and he's from here. And so what are you guys working on going into this week to prepare for Tattnall County? What are you seeing in film, and can you give us some insight into that?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Collins is going to have those guys ready to go. He's from here. He's coached a lot of years. Got a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. He does a good job. I thought he had Treatland playing really hard last year. And I think the same when you look at Tattnall County on film, you may not see the talent that was there maybe a few years ago, but they still have guys they still have some talented players, and they have guys that are playing really hard physical football. So, I think it's one of those games where we're gonna have to bow our neck defensively and be physical and get hats to the football. And then on the other side of that, you think of kind of our nemesis last year defensively is we'd be really good against the run and then get beat over the top on a play action pass. So, we want to be hard and physical to the run, but also, those DBs, those safeties don't get beat deep, and then offensively, they're gonna load the box up and try to take away our run game, and we've got to. Doesn't mean we abandon the run game. One of our philosophies, we're going to continue to run the football because we know it helps us on the perimeter with throwing it, and with the weather coming in, it could be a wet, sloppy game environment, game field. So we're going to have to be able to move them up front and run the football. So that creates some challenges. They have. I think defensively, where Tattnall is best is on the defensive line. I think where they may be best offensively is on the offensive line. So we're going to have to bow our neck and fight and handle the weather that's coming later in this week and another trip on the road to go play a team that's going to be ready to get after us.
Looking at the way the schedule, played out this year, and we talked in depth about, that and how that's affected everything. We did not play week 0, and then we played a game every single week since then. The off week is still a couple of weeks away, and so how do you keep your team focused playing every single week of the season so far without a break, and how valuable would that off week be when it gets here to regroup and everything before you head into those last few region games?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at it and you're trying to just place off weeks there without having to worry about finding games, you would probably try to break it up where you play 3 or 4, you have an off week. You play 3 or 4, you have an off week, and you finish the season with 2 or 3 games there. Obviously, that wasn't how we were able to do it this year. We've talked about that several times, but it's been a challenge. I think when we got to Charlton County 2 weeks ago, I got off the bus. I was tired. I got off the bus and I just turned. I was giving our players a fist bump as they came off the bus, and I could see weariness in their eyes. And so I think it's definitely a real thing. As a coach, you look at all right, what are you going to do? Because you don't have coming off of Charlton, we didn't have a bye week. We had to go prepare for Tattnall, for Hamilton. Now we're preparing for Tattnall. Got a game the next week, right? So, like you said, got 2 more before we have a bye week. So, we try to be smart with, we're going to do what we do. We're going to lift weights. We're going to practice hard. And what I tell our coaches is, that time on the grass is valuable for us, and we want it to be fast and physical and intentional and detailed. But you do start to look at how much time you're spending out there, how many reps, your Lagonza Haywards, your Hayden Roys, your Davin Wadleys, your Mike Polks, those guys that are playing both offense and defense, how much load are they getting on Monday at practice and Tuesday at practice? So you start looking into those things, and I tell you what's been awesome for us is those catapult devices the kids wear. We can determine, we can see how far they're running each day and top speeds and what the player load was. So those have become helpful, but you're just trying to be smart about how hard you wear on them in the weight room, how hard you wear on them in practice, the time that you're out there, while balancing at the same time. You got to go get ready to win a football game.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for being with us this week. Good luck this Friday in Tattnall. You guys get out to Tattnall County on Friday, kick off at 7:30 against the Battle Creek Warriors. This has been the Buddy Martin Show. Be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.